good evening.
Very good. Very good evening, all of you. Hope my screen is visible to you all, right? Is my voice also clear, right? Anyone can confirm?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So, yes, guys. So we all know every weekend, right? We used to connect to discuss this project use case or some generic content in AWS, right? So some weeks, we'll go with the general topics with respect to interview. Some of the weeks we'll go with the project. So all the polls which has been communicated in the group. That is our plan. So I'm telling all this info for the people who newly joined. Okay. The session is totally free. Every weekend, you don't need to pay even 1 rupee. Attend for free of cost. Okay. So just for a knowledge sharing platform, I'm sharing my knowledge. Whatever I know, I'll be sharing it with people. Apart from that, people who watching this video in YouTube, there are many people are watching the videos. If you want to attend the live also, I am happy. I'll share the WhatsApp group link in this channel description. Just to click on it, be part of our WhatsApp group. You'll be, getting the meeting link for the live session and the time zone, everything. So yeah, let's get started. The people who newly joined, today project scenario is about a CloudFormation and the Terraform, those comparisons. And we are going to talk how we are going to implement infrastructure as a code tool in any AWS project. Addition to that, in between, if you have any questions or any doubt related to this particular project, feel free to stop me, unmute and ask your question. Okay. Since I'm sharing my screen, if you guys are post something in the chat, right, it may not be visible for me. Okay. So I won't look into the chat. So feel free to stop me if you're stuck somewhere, if you have any issues. If you have any general question related to your career, you wanted to upgrade yourself, you have any generic doubt, end of the session, we have a parking lot. Feel free to place your question over there. Okay. Anything related generic. So with that, I'm going to start. So, yep. Today, very first time, I think we are going to approach multi-cloud infrastructure deployment, which means multi-cloud mean obviously there will be more than one cloud. So far, we get a chance to work with AWS predominantly somewhere, right? We had a project scenario where we have deal with 2 AWS account, 3 AWS account, 10 AWS account. With AWS organization and all, we had an example in past. I think this is the first time we are going to interact for multi-cloud infrastructure. Okay. So that is the case. Good, I think it should be. Anyway, and the last session I gave task. Okay, one guy reached out to me. I shared him the architecture diagram. Anyone remember the task what I gave in last session? Who all part of the last session?
Yes, you told that where the share me this answer for the 3 questions.
Yeah,
You will be
correct.
going to share the architecture diagram. Yes, correct.
True, true. You got I shared the even video also in the group. Have you seen that? The recorded video?
No,
Sir,
I
I
think
also
that
shared. Sir,
Actually,
I have not received the diagram yet.
have you completed the task?
Yes,
Anurag?
sir, I have already shared with you. I have already shared with you, sir, day before yesterday,
When?
probably. Or yesterday.
Yesterday. Can you send me one hi message? I can check right away. Because I didn't get
Yeah,
any.
yeah, sure. Yes.
Maybe I missed it because
Just
many people are pinging me. Now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's really high, almost 750 people. Many of them pinging me.
Yes, yes, yes. Understood.
So
Understood, understood, sir.
I maybe missed your chat. Maybe put on hi message. I'll review and if it is everything good, I'll share you the architecture
Uh,
diagram.
I, I've, I've done, sir. I've done, sir.
Okay, perfect. Then, no, still I didn't get hi message. I'm not sure. Maybe
Sir,
you
I
can
have
check that.
sent on your number, which is ending with 161.
The number which I sent meeting link, right? You need to reply with that number. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. I've sent on the number which is ending with 161.
I don't know.
7200117161.
No, that's not my number. I don't know where you are, whom you are sending it to. So you can reply to my meeting, wherever I'm sending
Okay,
meeting.
okay, okay. Sure, sir. Sure.
Anyway, so the reason I bought this thing very beginning, it's one guy called, Praveen. who sent me the right answers. Praveen, you are part of today's meeting. I think he didn't join it. All right. And he provided me the right answer just to appreciate, and he's just a beginner of AWS. So he got that. It's really good. Even though it's not available here, we just appreciate his effort. And one another thing, I don't know how many of you remember, maybe Anurag may remember, there's a person called Ashwin. He got placed into one company. He got the offer letter actually. He called me and said thanks that he benefited of our weekend free interview session and all, which helped him during the interview. That's another success story I would like to share. Okay, so those two things which motivated me, will try to make sure few others also getting offer by attending this free session. Okay, good. With that, I'm going to start today's project scenario. Multi-cloud architecture deployment for SaaS application. Predominantly the fight between AWS CloudFormation and the Terraform. Anyone know what is Terraform? Anyone heard this term? What is the use of Terraform?
It's a provisioning tool.
Provisioning tool. Okay.
Sir, it's a infrastructure as a code
Infrastructure
service which is used to develop, which is used to provision the resources.
Very good.
And we can provision the resources on any cloud. This is not AWS centric. We can create the resources on AWS as well as on Azure and any cloud.
Okay, very good. That's correct.
One of the automation tool.
One of the automation tool. Very good. Any other input from anyone? What is Terraform? So, how many of you?
Terraform is
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
sir, Terraform is basically infrastructure as a code tool for cloud and non-cloud resources like Kubernetes also, and it is one of the product of HashiCorp.
Very good. Awesome.
Which is written in the HashiCorp configuration language.
Very good. Very good. Awesome. It's true. 100%. No. Correct. Excellent, Aslam. Appreciating your input. So yes, the reason we have taken this CloudFormation and Terraform nowadays, right? Every job description, if you see, people will be mentioned minimum. You cannot see a resume without Terraform and CloudFormation. Infrastructure as a code tool for deployment. So recent last 2 years, right? We would see every people are telling Terraform, CloudFormation, infrastructure as a code. How many of you hearing this word many frequently? Recently, last 1 or 2 years. Anybody noticed?
90% of job description will be filled by Terraform.
True. So which shows the importance of the tool. Okay. So how many of you already knows Terraform here? How many of you new to Terraform and the CloudFormation? All those? Aslam could answer because he provided the right answer. Aslam, you worked on Terraform already? You know how Terraform works, syntax, coding, everything?
Sir, I didn't get the chance to work, but I know how Terraform basically works.
Very good.
Yeah.
Based on your own interest, you would have learned, right?
Yeah, yes.
That's good. Perfect. So you never knows how it being used in the live environment, real projects. No,
no, sir.
Okay. No issues. So I'll teach you. So anybody else who already knows CloudFormation or Terraform? Anyone worked on CloudFormation, Terraform? Mostly everyone knew. Okay, let me put the question in a different way. Who's very new to CloudFormation and Terraform? Hey Hari, I never get a chance to work with CloudFormation Terraform. I heard the term and the tool is there, but I'm not much familiar with that. Who all in that category?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, Akshay, Mani. Good to response. Anybody else wants to add along with them? All right. Some people are, the meeting and come to the meeting, they'll not talk. So such people are in that way. Anyway, another one guy texted me. He was asking me for some help. I told him like, I don't know you, brother. Then how can I help you? Like, hey, no, sir, I'm active participant of your every weekend session. I attend every session of yours. I never heard your voice and I never seen your name in the talking participant. How come I'm a silent participant? So silent participant and all, I don't know you seriously. So we show your activeness in the group. So then it will be good, right? I'll come to know him. Now I can see Anurag, Hari. So these people, Ashwin. So those guys are, I know from day one. So that's not an issue. So like that, you need to be, give your response. Giving response is shows the active participant. Simply attending the session.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, Anurag.
Sir, I studied Terraform a bit and I practiced like till the level to create a easy to instance like that. But I want to know up to what level we used to win the resources. That's a very layman question.
Okay. I can answer it. So in that case, right, if you be an active participant, you need to respond whenever any query comes, all those stuff. Okay. So there will help you in case of any situation. All right. Fine. So we'll answer Anurag question, which is part of today's class by default. Thanks for raising your question, Anurag. So it will be addressed in another 10 minutes. Okay. Yep. Good. Today, project scenario, project 11 is for multi-cloud infrastructure deployment. Okay. When come to deployment, literally it's going to be a creation of the resources, infrastructure in cloud. Okay. For SaaS application. On SaaS application, we are going to build it. So SaaS, everyone knows for software as a service. The requirement is companies building a SaaS-based web application that needs to be deployed across both Azure and AWS for high availability and compliance. Okay. So there is application we are planning to deploy for high availability and compliance. We are planning to implement them in both the cloud, AWS and Azure. That's why I have called it as a multi-cloud infrastructure. I think 18 or 19th project, which is coming in future, that is for how the multi-cloud communication will be. From AWS resource, how it will be communicating to Azure, how Azure resource will communicating to GCP, how all these three people can communicate with on-prem. All those things are coming in. I don't know, 18th or 19th project, I have that in place already. But yeah, so for time being, we are going to deploy an application, SaaS application in both the cloud. Front end hosted on AWS S3. Already Amazon Web Service, right, has S3 service for storage where you can configure your static website. Similarly, in Azure Storage account also, you will be able to configure your static web application. Okay, even Azure supports that. Backend API deployed AWS Lambda. The equivalent service for AWS Lambda is Azure Functions. Okay, so here we are not going to deploy any physical server, EC2 instance, VM, nothing. We are going to make use of this Lambda function, Azure Functions to run a backend APIs. All right. So third one, database. So we are going to use RDS over here, Postgres or MySQL, whatever. And Azure has SQL database service. Okay. Networking, no other way. Only we need to go with VPC. VPC we discussed many times in our session itself. VNet, virtual network, which is called in Azure. The networking and logging. So these are optional. CloudWatch there, Azure Monitor there. CI/CD pipeline, right? We will go through GitHub Actions. So how many of you heard the GitHub Actions? This is one of the peak CI/CD tool as of today. In another 1 or 2 years, right? How today you are seeing Terraform in every job description. Similar way for CI/CD, GitHub Action should be there in another 1 or 2 years. Okay, very rapid growing CI/CD pipeline tool. So you can ask me a question. Hey, Hari, see that GitHub is just for a source code management repository, right? And version control. You can keep the application code. All developer can work and they can commit the code, right? Only that purpose we use Git, right? Yes, that is for GitHub. This is GitHub Actions. The GitHub Actions is allowing you to set up your CI/CD pipelines as well. Even today's requirement in that way. So this is a requirement, okay? But we need to implement this resources through Terraform and CloudFormation. That is the agenda. Whatever deployment it could be, Anurag had a question, right? Hey, Hari, I used Terraform or CloudFormation just to create easy to instance. How come it will be in real project, and how up to what extent I need to be expert on the infrastructure as a code tool? So what other things I need to learn it in Terraform? That was his question. Okay. In line answers to his question, right? Anurag, most of the scenario you will get the architecture diagram for this, implementation. Front end, this is the service you're going to use. Back end, this is the service you're going to use. You're going to use this as your DB. You're going to use this as your VNet or VPC with this many subnet, internet gateway, all those things. CloudWatch dashboard, all those things. So the entire resource, according to your architecture diagram, you will have to write either CloudFormation code or Terraform code. In that, if you use CloudFormation, there is a concept called nested stack. When you are provisioning your infrastructure for the proper application, nested stack, till nested stack, you need to understand. In Terraform, right, you should know till modules.
Got it, sir. Got it, sir.
Okay. I'm going to subdivide the content also in CloudFormation. What are the things are coming as a subtopic under the CloudFormation subtopics? Terraform also I'm going to tell you now what are the subtopics. Okay. Simply nested stack, simply Terraform modules. What does it exactly? All those things I'll tell you in another 10 minutes. Okay. But in the real project, you will get the requirement like this. You should be having knowledge on deploying these resources. When to use CloudFormation, when to use Terraform. This is the comparison going to start now. So what is your input, guys? Okay, I'll hide the answers. I don't want to reveal all those answers, but yeah, I'll just get your inputs. It's a time for you guys to share your thoughts and inputs. What is your understanding about CloudFormation, and what is your understanding on Terraform? When to choose CloudFormation, when to choose Terraform? In interview, is it good to have both the tool knowledge, or any one tool knowledge would be enough? What do you think?
I don't have any idea.
Oh, okay.
So I think getting understanding of Terraform is much more beneficial than CloudFormation.
Any reason? Specific reason?
Because I mean, whatever we can do in the CloudFormation, we can also do in the Terraform as well.
Yeah, true.
So we are open to provide the resources in AWS as well as if need arise, and in other cloud providers as well.
Okay. Good. You won't pay anything for Terraform?
Sorry?
You will not pay any money for Terraform?
Yes, sir, obviously.
Okay. Fine. Good. Anyway, good input. Any other people wants to add on? When to use CloudFormation? When to use Terraform? According to you.
Yep. Hari, the thing is it AWS CloudFormation? If it is completely on the AWS side, then that AWS formation we would be using it.
Okay.
Since it comes with a free of cost,
Okay.
that would be an easier to do it. On Terraform, if just like this scenario you're saying is multi-cloud infrastructure deployment, so it's a Terraform would be much more easier, fine. And secondly, the thing is it will support both AWS, Azure, as well as Google Cloud or any other cloud, because it's basically you are writing it in SQL or basic scripts.
Very good. Awesome.
Yeah, and second, the other thing is basically if you're using a cloud, Terraform cloud, then you might incur a cost. Well, otherwise, I think both are the infrastructure as a code tool actually.
Very good. Awesome. Very good, suggestion. Thank you, Ishar. Any other input from anyone wants to add on? When to use CloudFormation, when to use Terraform? For interview, which one is most recommended? CloudFormation or Terraform? Is any one knowledge would be sufficient?
Terraform.
Okay, Terraform. Okay, Acme.
Because
from the point of Hari, Sure, Isha. So from the interview perspective, it all depends. What's the interview's mood is on that day? That's number one. Fine. Second thing is from the interview perspective, it's a Terraform, and then if it is completely on the AWS side, then the AWS CloudFormation. Both scores. Fine. The other good thing, the thing is, if somebody is very good, well versed with respect to the JSON or the YAML file, AWS CloudFormation is as good as he can work on it.
Perfect. Yes, true. If people who knows JSON, it will be very much easy for them to deal with CloudFormation. Very good. Awesome. Any one last response so that I'm going to kick start with the answer.
Hari sir, basically AWS CloudFormation is also IaaS, right?
Yeah.
So sorry, IaaC, infrastructure as a code, right?
Yeah.
So we can write all the services which is belong to AWS public cloud.
Yeah.
With this language, it is a monopoly tool of the AWS if you want to, right? But instead of CloudFormation, you can also deploy provision infrastructure with you can say Terraform also. So both options are with us, right?
Yeah.
But in Terraform, it is a different tool in respective of the public cloud. It is a different company. They are providing different tool. HashiCorp, Vault, HashiCorp Console, and other tools are they are providing, right? So Terraform, if you go to Terraform registry for which you want to automate, there are more than 80-90 resources in for which you can provision the infrastructure.
Very good. Awesome.
Not only AWS cloud, Google, Oracle cloud, your DigitalOcean and other cloud also.
That's great. Yeah. Thank you for your input. So let's get started. So when to use CloudFormation, when to use Terraform. Okay. So first thing you all have to understand, CloudFormation is the native AWS service. Terraform is the third-party tool. Okay. We can say it's not an internal tool, it's a third-party tool. External, okay. Fine. And keep in mind, this is open source. You don't need to pay anything. If you are using Terraform in your environment, it's open source. You don't want to pay anything to use Terraform. So I agree. CloudFormation, right? It's a native AWS service. Both the tool, either CloudFormation or Terraform, whatever, both the tools are just to deploy the resources, create the infrastructure resources in cloud. Okay. Where if you are using CloudFormation, you should know JSON or YAML. It supports both scripting language, JSON and YAML. As we have seen Terraform, it supports HCL. Okay. It's not about hydrochloric acid or Hindustan Computer Limited. HL stands for HashiCorp coding language. Okay, HL stands for HashiCorp coding language. The HashiCorp language is being developed by the company HashiCorp. Using that language only, you will be able to work with Terraform. Okay. So this tool, right, only specific to AWS cloud. But Terraform, it supports multi-cloud and other on-prem tools. It supports multi-cloud and other tools, many things. If you ask me personally, which is easy to understand, since it's supporting multi-cloud, right? Logically, this should be the difficult one to understand, right? So what do you think? Whether CloudFormation is easy for beginners to learn or CloudFormation is easy for beginner to learn? What do you think, according to you? CloudFormation or Terraform, which one easy to learn as a beginner?
Terraform.
Yes. For Terraform, you are telling easy or difficult?
Easy.
Easy, okay. Any other input from anyone? The CloudFormation is easy to understand or Terraform is easy to understand? What do you think? You guys are hearing me? Just guess only, right? Either right or wrong, that's separate. You can guess, right?
Hari, I think in CloudFormation, admin should be aware of JSON or YAML language, right?
Yeah.
Then he can only provision the resource. But in Terraform, HCL is, I think, very, you can say, a simple language. When you extend your infrastructure of cloud very complex, then it is difficult slowly. But initially to learn Terraform, it's easy. Then easy. I didn't work.
Very
I
good.
didn't not know about the CloudFormation, but Terraform is easy.
Okay, perfect. All right. So in that case, right? Whatever he said, that's correct. CloudFormation is it's a bit difficult for beginners. Okay. Where beginners can easily adopt. Okay. I'm not telling it's too much difficult, not like that and all. Comparing these two tools, right? These are the differences. Okay. So the language what we are using, right? HCL is very much simple language in terms you can easily adopt. All right. So yeah. Even the person who doesn't even know the programming background, not even worked in programming, he can write a code for Terraform. Okay. Addition to that, when come to the project scenarios is like that, you will have to go up to which extent. So this is what your infrastructure, because we have worked on almost 10 different projects earlier. You know how to implement, how to log into AWS account, how to create a S3 static website, how to set up Lambda, how to set up RDS, VPC, subnet, all those things you guys are well aware. Again, I don't want you to make it bore by repeating same implementation in AWS account. Today, our requirement is up to what extent you should know the concept in CloudFormation, up to what are the subtopics you should know in the Terraform. That's what I'm gonna tell. So important. Everyone should know. Okay. Similarly, important concepts everyone should know in Terraform as well. Okay. Those concepts are starts from creating stack. Okay. Write JSON or YAML for creating resources. Resource creation, then parameter. Okay. Then particularly output, then mapping concepts. Addition to that, you should also know about nested stack and the conditions. Okay. You have to go till this extent in terms of clearing the interview and all the stuff when it comes to CloudFormation. Okay. When come to Terraform, right, you should know about the installation starting onwards. Okay. Installation, Terraform, basic commands. Okay. Then you should know how to create resources using Terraform. You should know how can you use variables in Terraform. You should know how to use output. You should know how to use modules. You should know how to manage the state files. And you should know the conditions. These are the items you should be aware if you go for interview. If you are putting, CloudFormation in your resume, Terraform in your resume. If you are going to put this word in resume, make sure you all aware on the subtopics. You may get questions from all these areas. Okay. What is stack? Basically, in CloudFormation, we'll create the stack. Those stacks, right? is exactly one which creating and deploying your resources. And the resources, maybe I have a code ready with me. I'll even show you practically. Okay. So these are my previous batch, drives. Maybe some of you guys, right? I should be seen this already. If I open any one of the Azure DevOps, let's see, there's two things available. One is TFT, another one is CFT. Anyone know what is the full form of CFT and TFT?
Cloud formation template and Terraform on Terraform template.
Correct. So some people, right, in project, they used to call it as a CFT and TFT. TFT stands for Terraform template. CFT stands for CloudFormation template. Okay. So if you expand it, all the code, everything will be there. These all things, right? For my batch, I used to take batch training also. For that, I have added. If you go here, you can see the simple code for creating a EC2 server. Okay. So VPC, if you take the VPC, you should be able to see here. Okay, this is the code, and I'll compare the same VPC code in okay, I'm going to compare both these code. This is the CloudFormation one, ending with the JSON. This is Terraform code ending with .tf. Okay. So all of you able to see the characters, or it's very low? You want me to increase the font size? Is it readable?
No, it is.
Yes.
Perfect then. So look at that. Same code we have written for your CloudFormation to create your VPC, subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3, and internet gateway. Same thing we have written for your Terraform. So you could see, yeah, only one subnet is there, but here how many subnet they have? Only 3 subnets. Okay. Here only one subnet. If you want me to add the third subnet also, we can do it. So just we need to change the name alone. Okay. So if you want me to write a resource AWS _ internet gateway. Okay, simply I'll give the name of AWS. Okay, here I will map with the VPC ID. Something like that. Imagine. So yeah. So say almost how much line it took. You can see 79 lines of code which is needed in terms of implementing this. But here I would able to achieve it in 44 lines of code, same configuration. And when you see this, right, you could see the complexity of the code when you compare. Here we use this curly bracket. Here we are using it, but not much. There is no comma, colon and all. We are not confusing here with all those stuff. It looks neat and clean. Okay. So basically, when you are working with Terraform, right, you should add the provider first, because you should know what cloud you are interacting with. Example, I'll open one of the Azure related Terraform file just for your reference. Okay, when you compare these two, look at that. Configure provider for Microsoft Azure. So here, provider for AWS. So this is mandatory. So we need to let Azure knows what cloud provider we are going to write the code. If it is for Azure, this is one of my class I took for Azure. This code, it's clearly there. This I've taken for my AWS. So very first line should be your cloud name. Okay, after that, resource it starts. How many resources totally we are creating? This is creating resources. This is for creating AWS VPC. This is for creating subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3, internet gateway. All right. So where I can get all this code, both the service provider, right, provided documentation for that. When you go, now you wanted to type like VPC, Terraform, VPC. When you search like that, it'll take you to the official site. From there only we'll go get the code. Okay, you can copy the code. You can copy this. You can paste it over here. You can modify according to your need. They have used the variable name as main. I have changed it to high-tech VPC. So end of day, you can copy the code from there itself. It's one point. Addition to that, if you used to familiarize with that, right, automatically it'll come to know the syntax and all. You may be seen that when I created this internet gateway, I didn't refer it. I have directly typed everything over here. And the subnet 1, 2, 3 also I directly copy pasted. I typed over here in front of you only. So later, right, it won't be a challenging one. Okay, initial days it would be challenging one, but when you used to work with that, it'll be easy. Okay. Straight away, when you compare the cloud formation, right? So yeah, one thing we understood, the code itself difficult to understand. Where you go to the cloud formation PPC. When you type like that, it also having their own documentation. If you go there, yeah, this is the syntax. So if you go the syntax, it will make you more confused. And this is the syntax for YAML. How it will be in YAML. So if you go down, you'll get the examples also. You can directly copy the code from here. Whatever you are seeing in this area, this is what it is. Okay. Only difficult to understand JSON is the too many, double quotes, too many curly brackets, too many commas, many stuff like that. Where in case of YAML, right, you won't feel those difficulties. If you are good in YAML, yeah, you can go with that. Okay. Anybody know YAML language here? Or any other reason, basics? Something?
Yeah, I know it, Hari.
Very good. If you know YAML, right, then again, CloudFormation is much easier for you to understand the syntax. Only problem with the YAML is what I feel, it works based on the indentation. Each space counts actually. We need to give only 2 space. We need to give only 4 space over here. Each space is matter. If you give wrong space, right, you'll end up in, spending your whole day on fixing the syntax error. That is another in YAML.
Yeah, that's another Python actually.
Yeah, indentation is matters. So if you're too much confident in YAML, go with that. Otherwise, it lead you into whole day you're spending with the YAML to fix the indentation. Another difficulty. But yeah, make sure if you're having confidence, go with that. Anyway, so yeah, this is the code we have used here. If you ask me to explain what is there in this item is, yeah, you can see subnet 1, subnet 2 we are creating, subnet 3 we are creating, internet gateway, all those things. Okay. Let me open my AWS account. We will try to deploy both these resources. One is CloudFormation. I'll implement through Terraform as well. Okay. Let me check my. Okay, I think it's asked me to log in. What I'll do, I'll quickly get the credentials from my drive. It'll take hardly 5 minutes. Okay. I mean, to execute both and confirm which all I'll open. 192 batch number. Task. Okay, I'm passing the credentials, so I hide my one. I think I'm good now to share. I've logged into my AWS account. Okay. As soon as we logged into the AWS account to work with CloudFormation, those few said who new to CloudFormation, open a CloudFormation service in the AWS console. I have mentioned here like a stack. You might be seeing that. Okay. We are going to create the stack. STACK. There's a typo. There's a stack we are going to create. Okay. Click on create stack in the CloudFormation to create the resources. Click on create stack. There are options. Choose an existing template. Yes, I'll upload the template. I have it in local, right? Where exactly? Yeah, here I have it, right? Which is the directory B128. Okay. Batch number B128. Choose the file. I'll upload from my base. My live training batch 128. Yeah. CFT VPC JSON. I'll upload it. As soon as I uploads, right? It's in progress. Okay. It's automatically upload to S3. I'll click on next. Here I need to provide some basic values. Okay. Enter the stack name. Demo weekend session stack. And parameters, what all these things are. So if you go there in the code, here I specified the parameter. You would have seen already. Resource creation, what we are doing here, VPC subnet and all we are creating. This is what I mentioned like a resource. Same way I've mentioned like a parameters. Here you can see already I mentioned. Parameter means during the execution, there are sometime we'll hard code the value, right? To avoid the hard coding, we can use this item. Okay. So it's asking me to enter the value. It's asking me to enter the value of VPC CDR. Okay. Subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. 24. I'll give 24. 1, 2. This is the subnets CADR and VPC CADR. As soon as you give next, right? So create it, submit it. Once you give submit, yes, your cloud formation is in progress. Okay. You can physically see that your resources are being creating. Okay. Here you can see the progress. VPC created, internet gateway is in progress, and the subnets all created. Boom, everything created. Okay. You can go to the resources, you can check what all the resources you created. If you open a new tab, you should be able to see the VPC got created. Okay, high-tech VPC 1, which got created. Subnets. 3 subnets got created. Internet gateway you should see. Okay, high-tech internet gateway got created. So all the resources, right, has been created from the CloudFormation stack. Okay. If I delete the stack, right, if you go there, you should see this. And if you delete the stack, yeah, everything will go. The resources, whatever you created, right, everything will go. So this is the way we'll create it. And straight away, anyone know? You know that when you have the script for the VPC, for JSON, for CloudFormation, how to create a stack and deploy the resources. Anybody know how to do that for this VPC creation through Terraform? What is the way? Any console is there? Graphical user interface is there? What is the medium? What is the platform? How to deploy Terraform? And then need this dashboard like a CloudFormation stack where we can upload the code, where we can run the command. Any guess?
Sir, we run the command in the terminal.
Okay, what those commands are?
So first of all, the command is the init command.
Okay, very good.
Init command, then init command it actually downloads the necessary directory in the plugins.
Okay.
Because without which it will not be understood. Terraform won't be understood with which cloud particularly it has to interact. Then Terraform plan command, which actually shows what is going to be deployed, what is going to be provisioned. If all okay, and then at the end Terraform apply command to actually provision the resources.
True, that's correct. First we need to configure the AWS, then it will ask for the access key, secret key, all those things provided. Once you provided it, then you need to provide AWS. Terraform init. Okay, Terraform init. Before you need to install run the Terraform init, you should be installing Terraform in your local machine. Okay. If you go to Terraform site, it will take you to HashiCorp site. There will be option for download. You have to download the package. According to your operating system, right? You need to choose one. Mac means here you can take, Windows means you can take. Mostly you people using Windows, right? download this package and install in your machine. Only then it'll accept your Terraform commands. Okay. So that's what I said. If you go there, you need to know the installation first, then basic commands. The basic commands are Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, Terraform destroy, Terraform show. There are many commands that you should know the difference between all these things. Resources and variables, outputs, modules. So if you want me to show the example for each, maybe I'll take example 4. Yes, this is perfect actually. This is the module example of Terraform. When you go to the live project, right, your code will be looks like this only. Okay. Provider, module 1, module 2. Your VPC items will be there in that another module. Subnets will be there in another module actually. Like that it will be. Okay, here you need to use output and all. This is the functionality of modules. Since I'm showing you the basic script, actual module will be, it looks very much bigger, but just to understand the concept, we'll use this way only to build the Terraform resources. Simply in single file, creating EC2 instance and all won't be considered as your Terraform knowledge. You should be working with modules. Modules means this is your index file. In book, we'll have index, right? First chapter, page number 20. Second chapter, page number 50. Third chapter, the first one, so end page, last page. The index will give you the page number and all those things. Similarly, your Terraform module page, okay, it's considered as a main.tf, the file name is. It will tell you module VPC where it is stored, module subnet where it is stored. Like that for the entire project, right? We'll be writing a module. First module for front end, second module for backend, third module for database, fourth module for networking, fifth module for monitoring and logging. Like that, we will create the module for each deployment. Okay. So if people who wants to learn the important DevOps tools, right? Only for some people feel like they are good in AWS. I'm AWS, I have a knowledge. I'm having good in AWS, I have a knowledge. Okay, I can manage it. Only if you feel like wants to upgrade the DevOps knowledge, you should plan from starting CloudFormation first and Terraform. This is for infrastructure as a code tool. Infrastructure as a code tool. Okay. So you should know CloudFormation and Terraform for the interview. Ishar has answered clearly. It depends on the interviewer's mindset and what tool they are using. We don't know what mindset interview guy is coming, what tool they are using. It's better to have a both knowledge. So the second thing, you should know that automation tool, SaaS for automation purpose and all. You should be knowing Lambda in AWS. Okay. Then you should know that source code management, version control, Git and GitHub. Okay. Next, you should know the containerization. Containers, what are the tools are Peak, Docker and Kubernetes. Okay. Containers, Docker and Kubernetes. Then you should know about configuration management tool, which is Ansible. Then CI/CD pipeline tool, which is Jenkins. Anyone scripting. Okay, Python or shell script. Okay, addition to that, it will be good if you have JSON, YAML, HashiCorp language. So let me know if you guys are confident in these DevOps tools, will you be able to clear the interview or not? You have a AWS knowledge. I know that many of you, Anurag and many people here, Harish, many of you knows AWS knowledge here. In DevOps, if you are updating these tools, what do you think? Think about your level. You'll be able to clear the interview or not?
So no one can stop then.
No one can stop. So So that is the reason, right? We are started with the CloudFormation and Terraform. I'm planning to cover other things and exclusively, right? But today's scenario, you don't know, like I would able to cover on the high level only. I understand. With that session, you guys are comfortable now. What is the difference between CloudFormation and Terraform? Okay, what are the things you don't learn, and what is the difference? What coding we are using? That level, high level, you have a knowledge. If you go with this knowledge on all the tool, it may not work. You should know about how to deploy the stack. You should know how to create resource, how to create parameter, how to write the code. All those things you know. You should know. That is the reason, right? I'm giving you one information. If it is useful for you, you can take it. Okay, it's not mandatory. I'm just telling you option. Okay, because some of them pinged me, Hari, when your actual batch is starting. My batch actually weekend batch. Saturday and Sunday only. Weekend means Saturday and Sunday. Okay, somewhere around morning 7 to 9 a.m. Okay, I'm starting exclusive. Okay, DevOps. Exclusive DevOps batch. Person who already has the basic knowledge on AWS. The person should know prerequisites there. Not everyone cannot come and join. People should know the basic AWS knowledge. Okay, they can be part of my this DevOps batch. Okay, every Saturday and Sunday 7 to 9 a.m. where I am going to start from CloudFormation, Terraform, Lambda, GitHub, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Jenkins, Python, all those things. End of the session, right? This is my batch, entire training from the day 1 to last day. Your trainer will be Hari. Each and every tool, right? I'm going to go deep dive. Okay, I will make sure you will be expert on each tool, each and every tool. Okay, from the day 1 till last day, I'll be your trainer. Okay, 99.99%. I'll be connecting with you with all real-time scenario and experience and real project. Every tool we are going to take, and we are going to write the code. You can see, right? Here, like every batch. Okay, like that we'll go. This batch number is 192. Batch 192. Okay, we have a WhatsApp group which is starting. If people are interested, you can join. And you know about all our course fee. Generally, when we start the DevOps batch, right, you know, we'll charge for 25,000. But this time, right, we are going to give discount for the people from only from my community. If people are from my community, okay, my students who following my weekend batch, okay, who's my followers, okay, you will be getting flat 10,000 discount. Okay, so actual fees is 25,000. If you are my followers, you will get flat 10,000 discount. Then you can calculate what is the fee for the entire thing. End of the batch, okay, end of day, last day. If you feel like, hey Hari, that day when you are communicating, you tell you're gonna take CloudFormation, Terraform, Lambda, GitHub, Kubernetes, Docker, Ansible, Python, all these things. But today I'm not able to write even simple code. I'm not able to write simple Terraform. I'm not able to write simple CloudFormation. I'm not having confident on Docker and Kubernetes. If you feel like that, whatever the fee you paid, right, I'll give you a complete refund. I'll take the responsibility. I'll take the ownership. I'll give you the complete refund. I'm communicating in public forum. Every weekend I'm connecting with you. If you want to escalate, you can escalate it. Okay. I'm damn sure this will never happen. Because my way of teaching into each tool, because see, the free session itself, how hard I'm putting my effort, you know. If you guys are joining my batch, then you can, obviously know how deep you're going to learn. Okay. So first time we are giving a flat 10,000 discount for my followers. Make use of it. If anyone wanted to join, right? Yep. I'll share you can WhatsApp me hi. I'll add you in that. Okay. From coming Saturday, we are starting. All the session will be live in 7 to 9 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. Also, it will be recorded. If you guys wants to are not able to attend any particular day, you can watch the recording live. It will updated, and you will get all the sample resumes, interviews, all certification. You can appear over here itself. All those other benefits, individual attention, one-on-one support, job support, everything I'll provide you if you need it. Okay, so this is what the exact course content. Okay, so it's up to you to decide. Okay, if anyone wanted to go, you can ping me. Any first 5 members who reaching out me, they'll get this flat 10,000 discount. Okay, You can even pay in installment. Even your fee will be 15,000, right? Then if you get flat 10,000, the first 5 members, you can pay it in installment also. I don't have an issue, but make sure you are registered today or tomorrow. Okay, that's the only condition we have. So, yep. Back to our project scenario. Same thing I've given over here. Coming back, cloud formation is good when you are having your infrastructure only with AWS. Okay, but people can prefer to go with Terraform even when you have a more than one cloud. You can even ask me, hey Hari, then in that case, if people only using AWS, they won't do Terraform. Only one cloud they are in, they won't consider Terraform. Not like that. One good quality about Terraform, right? If you take this code, if you take this code, right? Maybe I'll take one complex code in each. This is one of the complex code I can tell you. You can see the lines of code. Almost 200 plus lines. If you see that, lots of things are there. Same thing, I'll take one another code for Terraform. VPC variable, EC2, Kubernetes, Terraform. This is Terraform 197. Okay, maybe examples I'll take. This is also VPC subnet only. The VPC subnet only. Terraform is the2. Yeah, I think this should be good. For the example, where I have the modules, and you can see the many modules like load balancer, EC2. This entire folder, you can see, are seeing like example 4, right? The entire folder is for one deployment. Okay, main variable inside the VPC. If you go, two files will be there. Okay, here I gave them as a task, but 2 files should come here. But the entire folder itself, one activity, one infrastructure we have implemented. The use cases, we need to deploy the VPC resources, subnet resources, load balancer, and EC2. Okay, hope you can understand. The entire folder is one deployment. Understand in that way. So when I'm giving these 2 codes to you, not everyone can understand by seeing the code actually. This is a bit difficult to understand. Where in the case of Terraform, right? If you know the Terraform, you can easily understand. Which means I'm the DevOps engineer who wrote this code 5 years before. Today, due to my better opportunity, I moved to some other company. Imagine from HCL to TCS, I got the offer. I put my paper. After notice period, I moved. You came here as my replacement. If you see the CloudFormation code, it's a bit difficult for you to understand because it is not much standardized means. Where in case of Terraform, right? Even though I developed this code 5 years before, today you are onboarding into this project. If you look at the Terraform code, right? These formats are globally, universal actually. You can easily understand by reading this code. You can easily understand the concept because only we use modularization, we use modules. Okay, we use modules. Here you would have seen that I have mentioned one term called modules. Okay, so we have used modules because of this module, right? Everyone can easily understand your code. That's one of the biggest benefit ever we have with Terraform. Even you join the project today, tomorrow you'll be able to continue support and enhance the code by your own. Makes sense. That is the biggest difference, I would say. So final decision, if your company plan deploy only on AWS, use CloudFormation. If a company requires to multi-cloud environment, you can use Terraform. Okay. So if CloudFormation already in place, the Terraform is needed for Azure. You can depends. Okay. But there is no tool available so far to convert directly to CloudFormation to Terraform. The code you need to do it manually. Maybe ChatGPT or DeepSeek can help you. Okay. With that, I'm completing. Any questions you have about today's project, guys? And make sure you guys are pinging me. Any first 5 member, I'll announce in next week session before starting. I'll take them. Okay, who the 5 followers. Apart from that, you have any question on today's session, you can ask me. Or any generic question, you can ask me. I'm done with me.
CI/CD pipeline with Jenkins or CI/CD pipeline with AWS?
Yep.
Which one to learn first?
Yeah, correct. Jenkins.
Which one to learn first?
Yeah, here
because again the same Jenkins again for multi-cloud and AWS centric again for just AWS. As of now, which one?
True. We will use Jenkins for most of AWS case because Jenkins again open source. Many people prefer to go Jenkins for CI/CD. And one thing I missed here, you will learn about Groovy as well. Anyone know what is Groovy? Groovy script also you will learn. When you want to work in Jenkins, right? Groovy is important to write a CI/CD. Without Groovy, you cannot write Jenkins CI/CD pipelines. So along with our things, right, you will learn Groovy as well. Any other questions you have, guys? Okay, it seems like all good. And thank you for joining.